De jure, Scotland is now almost entirely under Constantine I's rule, and if he plays his cards right, he might be able to imprison the biggest threat to Donald's future throne. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Crusader Kings III in our Empire of Albion series, where, as I said, we have taken over most of what we need to take over here. And one of the really fascinating choices that I have available to me is I could go ahead and declare war on what's left of this particular Jarldom. Remember, they once controlled the Isles. They no longer do, but we could go ahead and take the Isle of Man and also just take Dublin from them right now, which would be handy for controlling the rest of Ireland eventually. For now, let's go ahead and hold court before we make too many warlike decisions right at the start of the episode. One of my guards approaches with my courtier Ermentrude in chains. Oh. I caught Ermentrude here in the process of sending sensitive information to foreign spies in Oriel. What should we do with her? Wait. Are you serious right now? So the Queen has just started sending information to the Earldom of Oriel. And if you want a reminder of where that is, it's right there. I mean, we'll be fighting against them before long. It's very interesting that... So we could say off with her head. We would gain dread if we did that. That's an act of tyranny. And her family would not be happy with me. So we can imprison her, and her family still would not be happy with me. Or we could gain a strong hook on her. So I can say, I forgive once, do not betray me again. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's see what happens if we just maintain the ability to manipulate her if she steps out of line again. Ban Mormaer Gaida, or Gaitha, and her liege approach cautiously, wary of the assembled court. My lord, I am sure someone in the kingdom is trying to harm my liege. I have no evidence, but suspect High Chieftain Aid, given his reputation for villainy, comes from Mormaer Fergal's throat. I beg you, imprison Aid. Put a stop to this madness. By God, he must be stopped. So, this is already... I mean, here's the thing about Aid. I already have the ability to imprison him. Because he was discovered sleeping with my wife. So, this would just be an additional reason. We would gain some opinion from the characters that he attempted to kill. There's also the possibility of an intrigue challenge here against him. Now, this is interesting. If this succeeds, this puts him in prison. And the cost is that he loses opinion of me. The likelihood that I'm going to succeed at that is actually kind of low. However, there is one thing I can do. Potentially, maybe. Hang on. No. Yeah, see... Because I don't have a wife at the moment, I can't actually reconfigure any of these bonuses, sadly. So... normally you can. I'll explain that a little bit more once we are married again, which is going to be 6 years. But normally we'd be able to reconfigure the bonuses a bit, but we can't. So, let's say I will question the High Chieftain. Now, he's probably going to deny any involvement. Yeah, there we go. So he denies any involvement. Kind of saw that coming, but it was the sensible choice to make, given that the first option really didn't give me anything I don't already have. My vassal Reeve Seaward can barely contain his rage erupting. Something must be done about that Gaelic outsider. He gesticulates wildly. I have had enough of High Chieftain Donald and his ridiculous customs. That so-called Goidelic tongue is just insolent noise. It is time for your foreign subjects to adopt the mores of their betters. Interesting. So this is essentially a cultural clash between Gaelic and Anglo-Saxon culture. This top option would give me dread, which makes it a little bit easier to get things done. Keep people in line. That's the best way to think about it. There's so much you could learn from other traditions. There's a 40% chance that the cultural acceptance would improve by 10%, a 60% chance that we would just waste prestige. Alright, Donald's opinion of me is already maximized, so this particular option doesn't mean much. Or we could say Scotland is a land of many peoples, and we gain 6 court grandeur, and every non-Anglo-Saxon vassal would gain 10 opinion. Reeve Seaward would lose 15 opinion. I kind of like the idea of just going for the extra court grandeur. Scotland is a land of many peoples. My business here is done. Okay, with that being done, now we do have possibly some sponsoring to do. Let's see. Very competent, considered a master. She'll leave the court soon unless we sponsor her. So I'm trying to save up money to form the Duchy of the Isles. And that's going to happen before long. If I spend money on this inspiration, it will potentially give me something very useful. She wants to forge a crown, in fact. She's considered a master by her peers. So, God, it's going to be 72. It's going to really set me back on my ability to form that duchy when I would like to, but if it's a really nice crown, it's something that will help me for potentially the rest of the game. So let's go with that. Call to war. Well, that's not good timing. So it looks like this is a war against the tyranny of King Rowallan. Is this... Okay, got it. So we're joining him to defend him. It's a war that's been declared on him. So the wording just threw me off, because it's like, wait a minute, like, you're the person that we're warring against? No, the war's been declared on him and we need to help defend. So, sure. I don't want to break that alliance, so let's go ahead and send the army down that way to help out. We'll go to speed 2. And it looks like there's already some shenaniganry afoot. So we'll head down that way to... It's just a rebellion that's broken out, so it should be over pretty quickly. And we'll earn some prestige for participating in this. There's a learning perk available. We're going to continue moving towards this perk, so scholarly circles. We're going to get extra learning per level of devotion, so we're just going to go from 14 to 18 there. Not bad. Again, level of devotion is the rank that increases as your piety increases over time. You hit certain thresholds and you gain levels of devotion in the same way that you gain levels of fame, or the same way that your house gains levels of splendor. All right, so we're in debt at the moment. And the reason for that, again, is every time you embark, it costs gold. So you might think, where did all that gold go that I just had? Honestly, I just thought that until I remembered, oh yeah, I'm sending them over water. You can designate a guardian for your son Thomas. No, not acceptance. Some of all skills. Okay, that's rude. I was trying to make up my mind on something else. The further I delve into my studies, the more apparent the link between mind and body becomes. Too much worry can make you sick, and the mind is no stronger than its vessel. My wise friend Petty King Alfred journals about his worries and swears it eases his mind. I have also read about the benefits of vigorous movement to soothe frayed nerves. So we could become either an athlete here, which is very handy, or we can become a journaler. Now, athletic would give us additional prowess and give us a health boost, whereas journaling would just be a stress loss kind of benefit, as well as give us extra learning. Or we can take the entire day off. I kind of like the idea of becoming athletic. Although I think from a story perspective, it makes more sense for Constantine to become a journaler, especially if that's what his friend, Petty King Alfred, remember they became friends when they saved someone's life together. So we gained the trait journaler. Okay, so army has arrived. Let's pause for a moment. And first of all, I guess this is already under siege. Yeah, it is. So we're sieging this sort of rebel headquarters, and we might be able to get some money from this, in fact. We'll be able to get 20 gold from this, which is pretty nice. So it looks like this rebellion is well in hand, and we're going to play a pretty instrumental role in bringing it to heel. I caught these two hiding in the pantry. A very irate cook shouts at me, dragging my daughter Sophia and Elfswith in tow. They stole a whole keg of wine and drank most of it. Oh my god. All right, Sophia, calm down. Now look at them, drunk as lords, both of them. They can barely stand, she says angrily. It seems as if my ward has fallen to peer pressure, but at least she and Elfswith seem to be thick as thieves. You grow closer to forming a friendship with Sophia, and she keeps the trait gregarious. So this is basically her obtaining the gregarious trait. Sophia is becoming an impressive character. We're not fond of her mother, but she's pretty great. I have to say. That particular character is working out at the moment. All right, we're just waiting on this siege to finish up. I'm going to keep things on speed 4. Greetings, my serene liege. I have arrived in Edinburgh to pay homage to you, glorious king, as a show of my loyalty. I hope my pledge of submission alone is evidence enough of my honor. I guess. So he's going to give me some court grandeur here and some prestige, but no money. I was kind of hoping for some money, Duke Grim. So he's just kind of taken the knee. Fair enough. Now our court grandeur level has increased, which is nice. Questions of punishment. My ward Madrun came to me complaining about Sophia bullying her. She started asking how to get someone hanged if she felt like they should be. Your will is the only law that truly matters. Make sure you stay hidden wherever you go, or why not hide in your room instead? So, I don't want her to be arbitrary. This kind of sucks, though, because this is what I get for raising a character, whether this character is going to be married to me in the future, which she will, or not. Because my, main trait as Constantine I is arbitrary, she now is potentially going to get arbitrary as well. So we can give her craven. We can give her lazy if we don't want her to be arbitrary. I mean, it's not a huge deal if she's arbitrary. Let's go ahead and go for lazy. Why not hide in your room instead? It's going to give us a little bit of extra stress, but I prefer it to just making her a mirror of me. That's just weird. I can hear my beneficiary Helene muttering to herself from across the hall. I need something great, something epic, to make my creation stand out from the uninspired masses, but what? Just what? When her spirited eyes meet mine, she breaks out into a huge smile and waves to me. My lord, what an amazing idea. Just perfect. What do you think of adding your family's motto to your commission? So she's working on this for me, and we could either add the motto, or we can say it's foolish and unnecessary. I'm going to go ahead and say, let's add the motto. She's working on a crown. Daughter learns language. Elizabeth learned the Doyle of Ogre language through observation. Hold on. Oh, I didn't realize this, but hold on. Remove Guardian. Alright, so someone's plotting to kill Ermentrude, which, let's be honest, it's not surprising. We need to remove her as guardian of those kids. She does not deserve that, not one bit. Let's have someone else educate them. Inspiration realized. Okay, so for whatever reason, we can't send proposals in that particular category right now. But we have King Constantine's crown now, so that's extra prestige, not a lot per month, but independent rulers will have a higher opinion of me. So, okay, well, I'll be honest, I'm kind of not happy with that as a as a source of money, or as a something that I spent my money on. So I mean, I'm happy I have a crown. Crowns are nice. Kings should have crowns, but at the same time, that's Nothing special. So, I wish I hadn't spent 75 gold on that. At least we are potentially going to win this war for Brittany. Although, I don't think we're going to finish the siege before they cap the war, because it looks like they are going to take this territory up here, and I would be shocked if that didn't push the war score up to 100. We'll see. Secrets of Nature. Lesser Fiona is a skilled herbalist, knowledgeable about healing and harmful plants alike. At more than one occasion, she has offered to share her expertise with me. The offer is intriguing, but I know Archbishop Notfrake is distrustful of charms and potions. He believes that Satan uses them for his own nefarious purposes. So we can gain the trait Herbalist, which does give me a disease resistance boost, as well as extra intrigue and learning. I am always eager to learn something new. Or we can say she could plant a garden of sacred herbs. And we gain piety that way and some learning lifestyle experience. We actually gain that either way. You know what? Let's go for Herbalist. I don't care about what my crappy Archbishop thinks. Lesser Fiona and I are spending another late night categorizing plants and brewing potions. I am paging through one of her warned tomes when I discover a paragraph which would make Archbishop Notfrake froth at the mouth. I must delve deeper into this hidden knowledge, so we could become a witch, basically. Or, if she's keeping secrets, I will find out. So, if she has a witch secret, it'll be revealed to me. This would be a good way to kind of keep her in line. She's not a witch. Alright, so we've won that war. Let's go ahead and disband the army. Gain some prestige for fighting in that war, which is nice. Now, yeah, these kids lack guardians, and I'm not sure why. Alright, so if we go for some of all skills. Honestly, he's a pretty awesome guardian. Let's go for that. And last but not least, we have little Thomas. Let's go ahead and have Starkother take care of that as well. Alright, back up to speed 4. Now, one thing we can probably do... Oh, it looks like their allegiances have actually decreased for the moment. So this is going to be... Alright, we could launch a holy war, but that would not necessarily give me what I want. I could just subjugate the Jarl. We can only attempt one subjugation war per lifetime. There's an extraordinary prestige cost. Or we can just conquer one at a time these duchies. So let's go ahead and take the Isle of Man. I want to eventually take Dublin as well, and there's a part of me that wants to take it now. Truth be told, like, maybe I should go ahead and take Dublin because it's the stronger of his two territories. Well, I assume it is. Hang on, let's take a look at this. Alright, so there's 641 levies there. And, ooh, interesting. So actually the Isle of Man is the more developed of the two. So that's the one that we want to declare on then. Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and say that we want the Earldom of the Mon. Declare. Now, I'm going to have to call some friends to this war in order for this to go smoothly. But that shouldn't be an issue. Let's call just a couple of friends. You can also call dynasty members. I'll call one. We're going to lose some renown to do that, but just to make sure that we have the troops we need to win this handily. So, of course, I don't think we will actually embark here. So we won't lose any money because there's a crossing, thankfully, to get the Isle of Man. It doesn't look like there is, but according to the map, there is. We've gained a level of devotion. Excellent. We are now a devoted servant, which is the 3rd level of devotion. So we can still become a paragon of virtue. We can also become a religious icon. But that's for another day. And it might frankly be for another character. We might have to build that up. If you didn't know this, prestige and piety are character specific. Oh wow, another call to war. So West Francia has a claim on the Kingdom of Italy as an attacker. Interesting. All right, well, I'll join you in that, but it's going to be a second before I can actually join you in that. Wow. So West Francia has a claim, apparently, on the Kingdom of Italy. That could go... That could make West Francia a very powerful ally if they take control of that. Also, Holy Roman Empire, anyone? Just kind of getting that vibe. Alright, so this war so far is going... Alright, court grandeur level decreased. Kind of expecting that. We've been pumping it up, but we don't actually have the necessary amenities in place to keep court grandeur high. So there's that. Looks like there's an inspired person that could be sponsored. Dubgilla has the artisan inspiration. She wants to make a throne. She is very competent at her craft. I already sit on the Stone of Scone, so... I mean... How much is it going to cost? 50? No. We're not doing that right now. That's just not an option. Sorry. Okay, it looks like their armies have finally arrived. These are allied forces of this duchy that I'm invading. So let's see if we can head off this particular invading force before they become too big of a problem. We got 15 gold. Oh, nice. We might have captured someone there. The face of Jesus. Yet another day of leading my kingdom brings little surprises, save for the Archbishop Notfrake bursting into my throne room, eagerly waving a bag of desserts in my face. My king, oh, it's a miracle. I was inspecting the cook's meal for you this evening when it occurred to me just how much these particular items resemble the face of none other than Jesus. Upon inspection, I must admit the resemblance is uncanny, but this surely must be heresy. How right you are. So he becomes our friend. We gain the delicious face of Jesus artifact. This is not a joke. We've just gained the delicious face of Jesus, which gives us additional piety per month, but reduces the clergy's opinion of us. I am not going to equip that, but at least now Notfrake is our friend. So who did we just... I feel like we just imprisoned somebody. All right, you can't quite afford the full ransom yet. But who can I ransom? We have a number of prisoners from recent fights. Okay, well, in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and end this war. We now control the Isle of Man. Also, let's take a look at control increasing tasks, because we definitely have a few where that would be helpful. Believe it or not, the Isle of Man is not yet a problem, although I think since we're over our domain limit, it's about to be a problem. So let's go ahead and grant this title to someone new. He would no longer be our caravan master if we gave it to Starkother. So... yeah, he's vengeful, but he's a good character. I need someone who's a better steward, though. Ooh. Alright, so... trusting, generous, gregarious, tough soldier, reckless, traveler. Really good diplomat, decent steward. You are now the Earl of the Isle of Man. Congratulations. So that's done. So we just kept our domain limit below 5. Now, we can usurp the Earldom of Mon. Don't need to, though. So, with this army now, let's go ahead and send them down to help out down here. It looks like they're going to sail directly. Now, ooh, Counselor just died. Oh, that was a really good marshal, too. Alright, so we can appoint Martin, who's still a good marshal. And he'll resume the task that I had just given that marshal. Alright, so we are going to lose a little bit of gold here as we embark. Colorful talent. As the years pass, it becomes painfully obvious that my daughter Sophia has neither the talent nor the drive to paint the masterpiece she promised me. I was just a child in want of attention to think you truly believed my nonsense. Okay, the folly of childhood. I mean, I remember, I think, when she was a newborn, something about that. But it's been a while, and I don't know if I recall her promising to paint me anything. So. Alright, so we just missed it. Those invitations go by fast if you don't take them. I was about to click that, and it just went away. All in time. My ward Madrun has been impressed with one of the household champions for a very long time. After finally meeting in person, she has been repeating the warrior's words to herself. Greatness comes in time. Be there to grasp it when it does. So, basically this will give her the patient trait. The age of the world. I have been studying the ancient religious texts and the writing of scholars, and they all seem to agree that the world will end 6,000 years after its creation. By my calculations, we are less than a century away. However, my friend Notfrake urges me to keep to myself. Leave it to the clergy to avoid panic. What if your calculations are wrong? You can say everyone deserves to know the truth and gain some prestige, but spend piety. Or we can gain lots of piety, gain less learning lifestyle experience. Or we can say I should consult with more priests and gain a ton of learning lifestyle experience, which is what I'm going to do. And hey, we got a perk as a result of that. Learn on the job. 20% of counselors' primary skills are added to our own. Watch this. Boom. That's always a nice skill to add. Or a nice perk to add, rather. Alright, so we're still working on, I think, the Italian vulgar language. Yep. So we can gain extra careful. We can kind of roll the dice if we don't want to spend 5 gold, but I can spend 5 gold, that's fine. Did you just call my beloved mother a wench and an amorosa, she screams. I demand recompense for this grievous insult. Perhaps my Italian vulgar needs more practice. Yes, I did, and she's also spineless. To be honest, I kind of just want the prestige. I know that sounds mean, but like my odds of learning this language to make the Pope like me so I can ask for more money are pretty good. So let's just say, yeah, she's also spineless. Just gain the prestige. Surprise. Alright, so we have this army on its way over. We have learned the Italian vulgar language. Not the, I was thinking of a completely different language name for a second. After lots of hard work, I've finally learned the Italian vulgar language. Endless hours practicing accentuation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons mastering intonation. It was all worth it in the end. During my efforts, I looked to emulate Pope Lucius' accent. I am sure he would be impressed with my results. And of course, Lombard peasants now respect me a great deal more. Okay, so let's see if we can... This is a 50-50 chance. I don't know. This is interesting. I kind of just want to say I feel accomplished and let the fact that I know the language help his opinion of me. There we go. Now I can ask for gold. So he's going to give me 116 gold outright right now, which will allow me to form the duchy that I want to form right away. Yeah, there was no need to risk that 50-50 dice roll. It's fine. These funds will bring me victory. Indeed. Alright, so we have another inspiration here. You know, it's the same one. I'm not too interested in that at the moment. Let's go ahead... Oh, we do have a court event, though. Let's see what's going on. A pool of blood is congealing under the feet of Wulfstan, a diplomat sent by my ally, Petty King Alfred of Wessex. By the immense quantity soaked up by my fine carpet, I can only assume he has been bleeding on this spot for hours, if not longer. My apologies for this mess. I was defenestrated by a dwarf trying to rob me in an inn on my journey to Edinburgh. However, as the rapscallion cushioned my fall, the diplomatic visit can continue, it will still be days until my blood loss is fatal. Okay, guards, force this man to see the physician. And Petty King Alfred would gain opinion of me. So we could say, we can talk now, but your liege is paying for my carpet. So we gain 10 gold and 10 court grandeur. That's so funny. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and lock down our relationship with Petty King Alfred. I mean, there's a part of me that wants to do this, because I'm friends with Petty King Alfred, and like that negative 30 opinion penalty, like it's not going to be that big of a deal. We'll gain 10 more gold and some diplomacy left. So you know what? Yeah, but your liege is paying for my carpet. That's a bit of a shrewd move, but I think it was the right one to make. All right, so where are my troops? So there they are. They're still sailing around that way. Okay, let's go ahead and form that duchy. So one of the nice things about creating duchies is that it has a one-time prestige bonus. So we just gained a lot of prestige right away. However, I think that might mean... Oh, actually, no. We don't have too many duchies because we gave away a duchy to Donald. So that's good. Fantastic. The war that we're involved in for Italy, by the way, seems to be going well. I'm just going to point that out. We're going to arrive here and possibly be able to defeat this army. And I don't think they see me coming. It looks like it's going to be a pretty hard fight. Better army commander, more commander traits, higher quality, more men-at-arms. Oh, there's not an... Why is there not a freaking commander for this army? That doesn't make any sense. There. See, now it's more of an even fight. Thank God he was able to teleport into position. Alright, Wolfstan dies, unfortunately. So we captured Timotheos, the knight of King Louis of Italy, after winning the Battle of Venaissin. Nice. So, can we ransom him? No, doesn't look like that's going to work. Anyone else I can ransom, for that matter? There is the ransom all button that I could always hit. I don't know how well it's going to go, but the characters that I have available for ransom, none of them like have particularly big ransom, so I could just get a decent amount of gold by hitting that button. You know what? Let's see what happens. Oh, that's right. So when you choose this particular option, it will sometimes choose for you whether or not you want to have gold or a hook as the ransom. And I think it privileges gold, but there were several characters on the ransom list, now that I'm thinking about it, that were only able to provide me a hook. They didn't even have the option to provide a ransom. So hitting that button just gave me hooks. But I got some gold. So there's that, I suppose. But I am going to go ahead and stop this episode here. In the next one, we're going to see how the rest of this war for Italy goes and how that changes things as we establish the future Empire of Albion. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes drop every day but Tuesday at 11 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.